Hello everyone, my name is Amanda. It goes without saying that COVID-19, the virus that has taken over the world, is the most talked about subject at the moment. With over 3.75 million cases worldwide as of May 7th, 2020, it's a very uncertain and frightening time for all of us. But as doctors and researchers work to discover a cure, the best way to combat this is to stay updated and informed. Today, we'll be discussing 3 different methods of slowing the spread of COVID-19 and determining which method is the most effective by defining what the methods are, investigating how they work, and evaluating their flaws. The methods we'll be discussing today are self-quarantining, social distancing, and wearing a face mask. These methods will be compared individually, not in collaboration with each other. So, let's get into it. The first method we'll be looking at is self-quarantining. So what exactly does it mean to self-quarantine? Well, self-quarantining is staying at home or in an isolated area for a prolonged period of time and not leaving for any reason, even to go to the store, for example. While self-quarantining, you do not have any visitors. So if you have a friend or family member over to your house or wherever you're isolating yourself, your quarantine will be broken. But how is self-quarantine effective when trying to stop the spread of coronavirus? Well, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, or the CDC for short, the coronavirus is spread mainly from person-to-person contact. When self-quarantining, person-to-person contact is completely ruled out. So the risk of being exposed to the coronavirus is extremely low, making this method incredibly effective. However, every method has its flaws. In a perfect world, everyone would self-quarantine. But this just isn't realistic. Essential workers like doctors, nurses, and grocery store workers are prime examples of people who are unable to self-quarantine. But overall, self-quarantining is a very effective method of stopping the spread of coronavirus. Our next method is social distancing. Social distancing is the practice of keeping a distance of about 6 feet or more between yourself and others at all times, but still going out into the world and being around other people. Now, I'd like to remind you that for the purpose of this analysis, we're looking just at social distancing by itself, meaning no face masks. So how does this method work? According to the CDC, the coronavirus is spread through respiratory droplets produced when an infected person coughs, sneezes, or talks. Those droplets are only able to travel a few feet after being released, so keeping yourself 6 feet away from others disallows those droplets to reach your body, decreasing your risk of being infected, therefore making the method of social distancing very effective. However, there is always a chance that you may contract the virus while being out in public. LiveScience.com says that the coronavirus may live for up to 72 hours on certain hard surfaces, so even while social distancing, you can still be infected. But this is still a greatly effective method. The last method we'll be talking about is wearing a face mask. Because there are currently shortages of both surgical masks and the N95 mask, which are both used by medical professionals, the CDC recommends the general public wear cloth face masks that cover the nose and mouth. So we're talking strictly about fabric homemade face masks. As we talked about before, the virus is spread through droplets produced by infected bodies. These droplets may land in the mouths or noses of nearby people, or they may be inhaled into the lungs. Contrary to popular belief, the main purpose of wearing a face mask is not to protect yourself. It is to protect others by lessening the distance that droplets can spread. Wearing a cloth face mask does help lessen the spread of the virus, but there are definitely some flaws to this method. Fabric masks allow air around the sides and they lack non-woven, moisture-repelling layers. Mei Chu, a clinical professor in epidemiology, says that fabric masks only impede about 2% of airflow. These factors allow for the coronavirus to spread more easily between people. Also, you may come in contact with a surface that has the coronavirus on it, or, if you're not social distancing, droplets may still go through your mask and into your nose, mouth, or directly into your lungs. So wearing a face mask is only partially effective in stopping the spread of the coronavirus. After going through the ins and outs of these 3 methods, I can confidently say that self-quarantining is the best and most effective way of preventing the spread of the coronavirus because it completely rules out person-to-person contact. In these extremely difficult times, it is important that we band together to stop the spread of the coronavirus. It is not a hoax. We are not overreacting. The coronavirus outbreak is very serious and should be treated as such. Self-quarantining is the most effective way of doing this, but in reality, we should be utilizing all of these methods in collaboration to the best of our abilities, while also washing our hands, covering our coughs and sneezes, and cleaning and disinfecting surfaces. If you feel like you can't make a difference, you're wrong. So I am calling on you, the person watching this right now, to be smart and do what's right by protecting yourself and your fellow humans through the use of these methods. Thank you for watching.